to discuss about the muscle contraction. Muscle contraction, it is divided into, for your convenience, it is divided into two parts. Muscle contraction 1 and 2 in two classes. I am going to discuss inshallah. So in today's class, the first class, muscle contraction 1, I am going to discuss about whatever the things are discussed, same repetition in the cell membrane class, that is resting membrane potential, action potential, neuromuscular junction, and the transmission or the event sequence of events occurring at the neuromuscular junction. Okay, in today's class. And the next class, inshallah, we will discuss about the what are the various contractile protein of the muscle and the excitation contraction coupling and the mechanism of muscle contraction in the next class. Okay, we will discuss one by one, inshallah. So what are the learning objectives for you in both the muscle contraction 1 and 2? Number 1, you should know the resting membrane potential of a muscle. In general, we are discussing the cell membrane. But today you should know what is the resting membrane potential of a muscle, mainly skeletal muscle. Then action potential of a muscle. Action potential, we are discussing action potential of a nerve in the cell membrane class. Same thing, slightly changes something. We discuss. Then structure and function of neuromuscular junction. I think you are most familiar with this. Today I can expect the questions because we were discussing video in the last. Okay. Then sequence of events occur at the neuromuscular junction. So these four objectives inshallah we will discuss in today's class. The remaining objectives is mechanism of muscle contraction in the next class. Then electrical change during muscle contraction, same that is action potential. Mechanical change during muscle contraction and the metabolic change during muscle contraction. So this 5 to 8 inshallah we will discuss in the next class. So today we will discuss about these first four objectives. Membrane potential. You know that before going to membrane potential, you know that there is a cell, intracellular fluid, extracellular fluid. Okay. Then intracellular fluid is more negative compared to extracellular fluid. Why? Yes, because sodium is abundant in the extracellular fluid, potassium abundant in intracellular fluid, and potassium concentration is little bit lower compared to the extracellular sodium. Inside intracellular potassium is less. Plus the proteins are present in maximum concentration inside the cell. So you know that proteins have the negative charge. Due to this proteins negativity, so there is more intracellular negativity causes. So the electrical signals are the basis of processing information and neuron response. You know that. And the impulses are conducted by presynaptic and postsynaptic neurons. From the nerves presynaptic to the postsynaptic neurons, this is the impulse. This is the one of the mechanism to pass the impulses. Okay. And the resting potential in the cells are normally more negative inside than outside. This varies from -9 to -100, depending upon the various tissue. For example, in the nerve, how much the resting potential of a nerve?
70.
-70. In the skeletal muscles, -85 to 90. This is the only one difference. If you see the resting membrane potential or the action potential of a nerve and muscle is, the resting membrane potential of a skeletal muscle is -85 to 90. Resting membrane potential of a cardiac muscle is -85 millivolt. Resting membrane potential of a smooth muscle is -55. Resting membrane potential of a SNOD is -55. SFI 55 millivolt. Okay. So all these in general resting membrane of all the excitable tissue is ranging from 9 to minus 100 negatively. Excitable tissues of the nerves and the muscle cells are higher potential than the other cells. For example, the resting potential of a nerve is minus 70 and skeletal muscle is minus 90. If compared with the epithelial cells and the connective tissue, these are toward the lower level. They are nerves and the skeletal muscle at the higher level, minus 70, minus 90. And these are minus 50, 60 like that. Dead cells do not have a membrane protection. Any dead cell, skin or another thing, they do not have any membrane protection. Same thing I am explaining that this one in diagram. You see more negativity inside the cell. This is the basis for the resting membrane potential of any cell. More negativity inside the cell, and you see the more positivity outside the cell. So here the cell is polarized because the interior side of the membrane is relatively more negative than the exterior. So this is more polarized cell. Okay. The membrane potential is due to the sodium ions found in the extracellular fluid. As I said, sodium ion abundant concentration outside the cells. They are positive charged. Sodium ion positive charged. Okay. And the potassium ions found in the intracellular matrix, their concentration is lesser when compared to the outside sodium, plus protein which contain anions. Okay. So, membrane potential are due to the diffusion of ions down their concentration gradient. You know that membrane potential changes. Why it happens? Because of the channels present. And some of the ions goes inside, some they comes outside. Depending upon that, there is a membrane potential changes. Okay, the electric charge of the ion and maybe the membrane pumps for that ion. Influx, you know that by the influx, any supplement enters. Similarly, efflux from inside to outside. Any ion which come from intracellular to the extracellular, that is called as efflux. Flux means the movement of charges, always measured in millivolts. Flux is the voltage. You see here the resting moment potential. So why the resting moment potential occurs? What is the cause for resting moment potential? Here the ions are electrically charged molecule. Sodium positive charge, potassium positive charge, and chloride negative charge. The resting potential exists. Resting potential or resting membrane potential both are same. The resting potential exists because ions are concentrated on the different side of the membrane. This is intracellular, this is extracellular. So resting potential, why it exists? Because ions concentration. Depending upon the ions concentration inside the cell and outside the cell. For example, if you take this one thing, sodium and chloride, they are present in outside the cell. Sodium and chloride, they are outside the cell, extracellular fluid. Okay, sodium positive and chloride negative. Inside the cell, potassium and organic anions. This is because of proteins. Okay. So the concentration of organic anions more intracellular, as I said, and concentration of sodium positive charge outside the cell. So this is the basis for resting membrane potential. So what are the causes of resting? One of the important causes is the leaky potassium channel. Potassium channel always there is a leaky channel. Some potassium comes out inside, some goes outside. Not means it is not constant. Leaky channels. So this is one of the cause for resting membrane potential. And sodium ions are actively transported that uses energy to maintain the resting potential. So sodium ions through this sodium potassium pump, they pumps out three sodium ions pumps out, means again it is creating more negativity inside the sodium. This is the next pass. First pass is Eg potassium channel, second is sodium actually pumped out, three sodium pumped out outside the cell. Okay. So this sodium potassium pump in membrane protein exchange, 3 sodium out and 2 potassium in. So again if you compare 3 positive outside and 2 negative inside, then again there is a negativity inside the cell. So these are the causes for resting membrane potential. Okay. Now discuss why resting membrane potential occur and what is the cause. Leaky potassium channel, sodium and sodium potassium pump. Sodium potassium pump is different and the sodium channels is also present, that is actually transport sodium outside. Specific sodium pump is there.
So
This is sodium potassium pump. Okay. So this is about the resting membrane potential. Now coming to the action potential. Action potential of a skeletal muscle. Okay. It is almost same, no difference when I discuss in the cell membrane. Action potential of a cell membrane, no difference. Only thing is this is resting membrane potential. Okay. Minus 85 to minus 90 millivolt. In nerve it is minus 70. Okay. Then when you stimulate or excite this tissue, excite the tissue, the skeletal muscle, so there is a firing level. So this is minus 50 to minus 60 is the firing level. Then it reaches the, when it reaches the firing level, suddenly goes up, comes down. Okay. And this is come back to resting membrane potential. Okay. So this is firing level. Firing level is a level at which when an excitable tissue reaches that point, so there is sudden upward deflection occurs. That is called as firing level. Okay, and it reaches up to 0 and it goes up to plus 5 to 10 plus 10 millivolt spike potential. Okay. So this is what is called as this one.
Polarization.
This is called as what? Depolarization.
Depolarization.
Depolarization. Okay. And this is repolarization. Repolarization. And this one, it is called as hyperpolarization or after polarization. Hyperpolarization or after hyperpolarization. And this is coming back to the resting membrane potential. Same thing, no difference. Only resting membrane potential on the skeletal muscle is minus 85 to 90. So I'll show here and I will discuss the causes here. Resting membrane potential. Okay. Then the firing level. This firing level. Firing level is, what is the cause of firing level? Slow entry of sodium. Sodium channels open, but there is a slow entry. So that is called as firing level. When it reaches the firing level, then depolarization occurs. After firing level, depolarization occurs. Depolarization. So what is the cause of depolarization?
Reflex of sodium.
Reflex. Sodium ions goes inside. Okay. Then they reach the spike potential. this is spike potential. The spike potential is a potential where there is a sudden depolarization and sudden depolarization occurs. Sudden depolarization and
Sudden
depolarization.
depolarization.
That is called a spike potential. Okay. Spike potential. What is the cause of spike potential? Closure of sodium channels and opening of potassium channels. Then what happens? Sodium channel opens. Suddenly here at this point at the tip, closure of sodium channels, and here at the tip, opening of potassium channels. Potassium channels opens means what? You tell me. Question. Potassium comes out. Potassium channels open means potassium comes out from the cell to outside the cell. So that's why it is going towards the negative. Repolarization. Then after spike potential, the next phase of action potential is repolarization. Okay. Repolarization. This is due to effects of potassium ions. We know that at the spike potential already the opening of potassium channels occurs. So more potassium goes outside the cells. So again this cell is going towards the more negativity. Okay. So cause of repolarization is effects of potassium ions. Then after hyperpolarization, this phase you see that cell goes more beyond the resting membrane potential. So what is the cause of repolarization? Efflux of more potassium. Same cause. Efflux again more potassium. Okay. Then it comes back to the resting membrane potential. So what is the cause of resting membrane potential is sodium potassium ATPase pump. So cause of resting membrane potential is sodium potassium ATPase pump. Okay. Then so that is the cause of resting membrane. So these are the phases and ionic bases. Okay. This is very important question. Okay. I will tell the important question. You just keep out and don't come to me for asking me which slide is important. Action potential, various definition of action potential, various phases and ionic bases. This is important. Resting membrane potential is also important. Second slide is important. Okay, it's clear to you or any doubt? Very easy, very simple. Okay? Only 4-5 phases are there. Causes is also very simple. Then we go to the next interesting topic, which I already discussed. Means more interest for you.
Familiar with this slide?
Huh?
Familiar with this slide?
This slide. These are the various phases. Resting membrane potential -85 to 90. Then filing level. Slow entry of sodium causes. And next is depolarization, causes rapid influx of sodium. The next cause is the spike potential. The ionic basis for spike potential is closure of sodium channels and opening of potassium channels. The next is the repolarization. After spike potential, the next phase is repolarization. This is due to influx of potassium ions. Then the next phase is after hyperpolarization. After hyperpolarization is the slow efflux of potassium ions. Then again the cell come back to the resting membrane potential level. The cause for this one is sodium potassium pump. Okay? Yeah. And then I will show in 3-dimensional figure how this action potential occurs. Okay? Concentrate here. Everybody, you should concentrate. How the action potential occurs? Here the graph will come and here the changes. To concentrate, all of you. My request is all of you concentrate. Resting membrane potential. Okay. Here the excitable tissue is stimulated. Excitable tissue is stimulated. Sodium channels open. See 3 sodiums inside. That causes for depolarization. Potassium. Again I will show you. Concentrate. See here, the resting minimum potential and the excitable tissue is stimulated. Sodium channel open, sodium depolarization, potassium channel open, potassium comes out, depolarization. After potential, sodium potassium ATPase pump, come back to the resting membrane potential. Here,
Sodium potassium pump specialized for the resting membrane.
yes. Here, once again I will show you. Once again last. Again you concentrate.
من هو السلاحين اللي
See here, concentrate. If you understand this one, then you can write anything about the action potential. Here stimulation occurs. Sodium channels open. The sodium goes depolarization. Then potassium channel opens to potassium pump and the sodium becomes potassium ATPase pump. The sodium comes out and 2 potassium goes inside. Okay? Here, go to the next topic. Neuromuscular junction. Okay? Neuromuscular junction. Neuromuscular junction is name itself. It is a junction between the nerve and muscles. Nerve and muscles. This is nerve, axon, terminal ending, terminal pattern is there, and this is muscle. Muscle tissue. The junction between the nerve and muscle is neuromuscular junction. Neuromuscular junction, the definition is the synapse between motor neuron and the muscle fiber is called motor neuron and the muscle fiber. It should be motor neuron. Motor neurons are the nerves that innervate the muscle. Okay? And the motor unit is a single motor neuron and the muscle fibers to innervate. Motor unit is different. That means single motor neuron and the muscle fiber innervating. So what is the physiological anatomy of neuromuscular junction? As axons approaches the muscle, it divides into many terminal branches and loses its myelin sheaths. Here it loses myelin sheaths. Up to here is the myelin sheath. And here there is no myelin sheath. No myelin sheath. Each of these axons terminal forms a special junction, a neuromuscular junction with one or more muscle fibers. Muscle fiber may be one or more. See this. This is a motor neuron and this is the muscle fibers. And this is called as a terminal button. This is neuromuscular junction. Muscles and the nerves, neuron. This is an electronic microscope. how it is in the terminal button and the muscle. The axon terminal is enlarged into a knob-like structure. And the axon is enlarged into a knob-like knob. So the terminal button which fits into the shallow depression. Here the shallow depression is there. Shallow depression in underlying muscle fiber. Muscle fiber. Now we will discuss the sequence of events over the neurosphere. The structure again they will discuss in the anatomy detail. Okay. So that is just you should know what I mean by the neuromuscular junction definition. You should know. This is very important slide. Sequence of events over the junction. This is the nerve or this membrane of nerve terminal button is called as presynaptic membrane. Presynaptic terminal of presynaptic membrane. And on the presynaptic membrane, calcium channels are there. Presynaptic membrane, calcium channels are there. Okay. At the terminal button, you can see the vesicles. And vesicles contain acetylcholine. Acetylcholine synthesized and stored in the vesicles. And these calcium channels are voltage gated. Inshallah, I'll discuss. When the action potential arriving and the presynaptic terminal causes voltage gated calcium channels open. When action potential arises on the nerve, that is the electrical event. So these are voltage gated. When action potential arises, then this calcium channels open and there is entry of calcium ions inside the terminal button. When the calcium is inside the terminal button, the concentration of the calcium increases here. Collision of two vesicles. Like this. They hit together vesicles. And the acetylcholine is released by the process of exocytosis. So now the acetylcholine is present in the synaptic cleft. This is synaptic cleft between the neural muscle, the synaptic cleft space. Same thing, action potential arises, calcium enters, and acetylcholine is released. Calcium uptake into a terminal button causes release of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine into synaptic cleft, which has been synthesized and stored in the synaptic vessel. Same one, discuss. Calcium acetylcholine is released. Acetylcholine travels across the synaptic cleft to postsynaptic membrane, which is also known as motor entered. So this is motor entered or postsynaptic membrane. Here you can see the receptors for acetylcholine. Receptors for acetylcholine. Nicotinic receptors. So acetylcholine comes and binds to these receptors. Motor impact contains nicotinic receptor acetylcholine which are ligand weighted. Ligand weighted means ligand means chemicals. Here the chemicals is chemical is
Acetylcholine.
acetylcholine. Acetylcholine binds to the alpha sequence of the nicotinic receptors and causes conformation change. So here what happened?
No, really.
Acetylcholine is binds and there is an opening of sodium channels. When conformation changes occurs, the central core of channels opens and permeability of the motor outlet for sodium and potassium increases. So the entry of sodium and potassium occurs. So sodium and potassium enters into the this motor outlet. See here, acetylcholine binds, conformational change, sodium. Here you can see the big diagram. This is acetylcholine binds. These channels are closed. When acetylcholine binds, sodium channels opens. This is non-specific channel, so both sodium and potassium enters through this. Sodium is entering. See this. Sodium is entering. Acetylcholine bond to the receptors open negative sodium channel, and sodium enters into the muscles. Sodium enters into the muscles. Same diagram, acetylcholine binds and sodium enters. Acetylcholine molecules combine with this receptor side, all the ligands open sodium. Same diagram in a big magnified diagram. When the sodium and potassium enters into the muscle, so again the muscle is negatively charged. These are the positive charge. So it causes end plate potential, small potential. End plate potential is a very small potential, like this, just -1 millivolt. The ion channels on post-synaptic membrane open both sodium and potassium, so down their concentration gradient. So what do you mean by end plate potential? They concentrate. At resting potential, net driving force for sodium is much greater than the potassium. When acetylcholine triggers opening of these channels, more sodium moves inwards than the potassium outwards, depolarizing the end plate, and this potential change, small potential change, is called as end plate potential. End plate potential is not an action potential. Not an action potential. So very small change. Action potential is a big change. Small contour packets of acetylcholine are released randomly. Small pockets are released randomly from the nerve cells at rest. Each producing smallest possible change in the Maillard potential of the motor plate. That is called as miniature end plate potential. Miniature end plate potential is also same, small potential. Small contours. When nerve impulse reaches the ending, the number of contrary is increased by the several folds and result in large end potential. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, large potential. It's summed up. 1, 2, 3, 4 summed up. End potential is then spread by the local current to adjacent muscle fibers which are depolarization to threshold and fire action potential. When it's summed up, then firing level and potential summed up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 summed up, reaches the firing level, then reaches the firing level, what happens? Depolarization, action potential. Okay? Depolarization occurs then leading to muscle contraction. So these are the sequence of events occurs at the neuromuscular junction. Okay? You know that calcium channels are there. Okay? When action potential arises, calcium channels open, calcium enters. Then collision of the vesicles. Then acetylcholine is released by exocytosis outside. Acetylcholine binds to the postsynaptic membrane. Acetylcholine receptors binds. When binds, conformational changes with sodium channels open. Empty sodium and outside coming the potassium. More sodium. So when the sodium enters, it leads to minute potential that is called as end plate potential. End plate potential summed up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Then reach the firing level. Action potential occurs. Then leading to muscle contraction. We'll discuss in the next class muscle contraction. So these are the sequence of events occurred in the neuromuscular. Very important question for you. So all the slide of sequence of the neuromuscular junction, very important. Okay. Here,
Question after slide 3 release from release from liver, what's happening?
it binds the receptor. Yes. When bind the receptor, what are the receptors? Nothing but the sodium channels. Acetylcholine receptors are nothing but the sodium channels. When acetylcholine binds, then the sodium channels open. Sodium enters and some of the potassium comes outside. Here. Now after this, then one enzyme is there, acetylcholine esterase, that after function of acetylcholine is over, it should be degraded. So to ensure the purposeful movements, muscle cell electrical response will stand up and acetylcholine esterase will degrade the acetylcholine into choline and acetate. About 50% of the choline is returned to the presynaptic terminal by sodium choline transport to be used for acetylcholine synthesis. After that, the muscle fiber relax. If sustained contraction is needed for the desired movement, another motor neuron action potential leads to release of more acetylcholine. The second contraction. Same events take. These are the sequence of events of the neuromuscular junction. Same mechanism in one diagram. Same sequence of events in one diagram. For understanding, no confusion. Everything is there. And then agent and the diseases that alters the function of neuromuscular disease, you know that.
Myasthenia gravis.
Yes. Some of the agents are there. We discuss. Black widow spider venom. A black spider is there, its venom. So the venom of black widow spider exerts its effect by triggering the explosive release of acetylcholine. respiratory vesicles, not only at neuromuscular junction but all cholinergic sites. All cholinergic site undergoes prolonged depolarization. And the most harmful result is respiratory failure and death. Botulinum toxins. It exerts its lethal effect by blocking the release of acetylcholine. Opposite effect. Blocking the release of acetylcholine. Clostridium botulinum poisoning most frequently results from the improperly canned food, contaminated food with Clostridia bacteria. Yeah. Again, that is due to respiratory failure caused by the inability to contract diaphragm. In first case, more contraction, respiratory failure, death in spider venom. And in this case, no contraction of the respiratory muscles, respiratory failure and death. Curare. Curare competitively binds to the acetylcholine receptors sites on motor and plate. Competitive binds is a competitor antagonist. So acetylcholine cannot be combined with these sites to open the channels and muscles paralyzes. Instead of acetylcholine, curare binds and muscles paralyze. In severe poisoning, person dies of respiratory failure. In past, it was used as a deadly arrowhead poison. In the arrowhead, some of the kings, they will apply this curare and they will hit. Okay. Now my last topic, myasthenia gravis. Disease involving neuromuscular changes carried by the extreme muscular weakness. Myasthenia muscle gravis, severe form of the muscle weakness. It is an autoimmune disease. You know that antibodies are formed by the receptors, motor and plate. Thus, not all acetylcholine molecules can find functioning receptors with which to bind. As a result, acetylcholine destroys much of the acetylcholine before it ever has a chance to interact with respiratory site and penetrate potential. Clinical manifestation, signs and symptoms, easy activity of the respiratory muscle activity. Muscles involved most commonly eye and eyelids, chewing, muscle of mastication, swallowing, speaking, and breathing. Fluctuating weakness, usually strong in the arm and progressively bigger than activity. It means in the morning hours. Ninety% of patients have eye involvement. 90% of patients means ptosis, drooping of eyelid due to weakness of the muscles. Facial mobility may be impaired. Patient may die due to respiratory muscle failure. Patient die due to respiratory muscle failure. Therapeutic management. Blood anticholinesterase inhibitors. It prevents the anticholinesterase from breaking down acetylcholine, helps neurotransmission. Monitor dose. Pyridostigmine, neostigmine, mestinon, prostigmine. So these are the drugs. These are the long-acting drugs. And corticosteroid used to decrease the immune response. And plasmapheresis, it removes the acetylcholine antibodies and short-term improvement may occur. Some of the therapeutic process is there. plasmapheresis, in which it removes the external antibodies. And surgical treatment, you can remove the thymus. Okay. So this is also important slide. Myasthenic gravis. Both sides. Clear?
Yes.